Hello and welcome back to Botting Up. It's been a while, meatbags. Today is going to be a good stream. Hopefully. Uh, I have Steve, Common Bomb, Cabell, and a new guest today, and we will begin shortly here. Pretty soon. Hello, Common.
There we go. Hey, Prime.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Uh, what, yesterday?
I missed out on yesterday's stream with Godo.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's
How'd
not.
that go?
Pretty fun. Let's. Sadly for us, he's not going to be here today.
Yeah, bad case of well, actually, it wasn't food related this time. Surprise.
Mm-hmm. At least it wasn't food poisoning that fat fuck.
Yeah, right.
Today we have you, Steve, and Al Lizard. I think you met him on his previous stream, but I don't think you got a word in. You came in late and everyone was fucking around.
Yeah, that was when you guys were talking about like commissions, like drawing commissions.
Yeah, okay. Hey Al, speak of the devil.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hey, Al.
Hello.
Hey.
Hang a dang a durgan. Ah. Hey, how you doing on your stream, man?
I'm good. I just what was it? I was just listening to Jim stream on Stream Me.
I was doing the same thing. I watched the whole art contest. That was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, good shit. I'm just I have my stream muted and shit just because I'm I don't want to expose my stream to Medicare shit because it's just like
Put a target on your head.
well, it's not that. It's just it's like there's nothing going on. I wasn't in any calls today, and nobody's multiing and whatnot. So people are watching me stream. It's just my shit's muted. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you didn't want them to hear it.
Yeah. Like I'm just getting commission work done at the moment, just because I had opened up the other day, and I'm just trying to get my batch done.
Yeah.
It's going along nicely.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, but voice connection's bad. But it looks like I'm gonna do some services. I got a orientation for a second job here Monday. Has anyone heard of Favor?
No. Favor?
Yeah, me neither. But I saw the pay rate and I was like, I can do this for 8 hours a day.
Sounds like an Uber? Yeah, it sounds like an app.
Yeah, it is. Think Uber, but only delivery.
Oh.
Like Grubhub?
I guess like Grubhub, but I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of questions when I get there. But today on our plate, since Godo isn't here, I mean he was here, but he's in it. We're gonna be talking about furries. We're gonna be talking about well, mostly me and Al here on what it's like to be fetish artists and the whole how to be a fetish artist, but staying in reality and keep your fucking sanity while doing it.
I mean, it's easy.
It is easy, but
I have to ask: is this going to be like a recorded podcast you're posting somewhere, or are you streaming somewhere?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Just like Godo's stream last time.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. All right.
And I guess more about the Gamer Awards?
Well, yes, the Game Awards, Sonicfox.
I feel like that's a dead horse at this point.
It is.
Well, okay, what's
considering like I think the new thing is now once Memology puts something up on it, it's like you're already late to the party.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really fast about like I guess somebody put it really nicely. He's like a miniature content cop. Like every single day He's just boom, 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 something out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through him that I found out about Tara Strong and how much of a jerk she was to an Uber driver.
It's all dumb shit. Everything's dumb shit. I've gotten to the point where it's just like, if I'm gonna enjoy any kind of content creator, I'll enjoy their content, not their person. I don't want to get to know the actors I enjoy. I just want to like the stuff that they make.
Unless it's like really fucked up, right?
Well, yeah, that, but like, you know, people getting into a political argument in a taxi cab isn't gonna necessarily make me hate all the years of voice acting work that they've done. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it just clicked. Tara Strong. Back
Yeah,
up.
there you go. Bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, Bubbles. A whole bunch of people.
I'm
Bubble
sorry,
be a
what about
bitch.
Bubbles?
Yeah, she played Bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles, Truffles. She's been a million things.
Oh yeah.
She was
Tara Strong.
He's Timmy Turner.
Yeah, Timmy Turner.
Timmy Turner,
Anyway,
Raven.
Raven got into a bit of a scuffle with an Uber driver.
Raven, Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley Quinn. Yeah, all those. But yeah, and then because of the video that she posted, immediately she got like backlash, and so she had to take that down. And she even went as far as to find anyone else who posted it and freaking DMCA them.
Oh, Tara.
Because that's how much she did not want it.
But you know how the internet works. they're like moms at this point in time, so they don't necessarily understand how the internet operates. Especially if you post shit, no one's gonna forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What'd this button do?
I mean, being a mom is a plus sometimes.
Mom jeans.
They're very filling.
You don't clean your room yet?
No, Mom, back off.
Get out of my room and play Minecraft.
You think it'd be kind of bad to have a voice actor as a mom? They make things talk that shouldn't talk.
Well,
Okay, I think like a good example of a voice actor fucking with their loved ones was the voice actor for Goku.
Sean Schemmel.
Yeah.
Why? What did he?
Well,
Why
yeah.
did he actually tell a story?
He likes to fuck with his wife and the pizza guys.
This is King Kai. I ordered a large meat.
Voice. He used Goku's voice.
Hey, it's me, Goku.
How many calories is in that pizza? Over 9,000? Over?
I don't know. Well, especially this because in this coming age, like everybody that's getting older now, it's like all people that grew up with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all of a sudden, if you get a pizza delivery call and it's King Kai, yeah, I like a pizza, pineapple pizza. Goku.
Oh, Eddie! What do you want on your pizza? I want butter toast.
I want butter toast.
Gravy.
Gravy.
They really...
Flashbacks, no.
That's the one cartoon they need to never touch again. It's one of the...
I heard.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I heard that there might be a Johnny Bravo being rebooted.
God.
Why?
Now the problem is, I love Johnny Bravo, and the thing is though, this current day and age is like somebody will look at Johnny Bravo and not get the joke, and just turn it into something horrible. Because like the whole joke was Johnny's an idiot. Mm-hmm. Like the entire joke was like, yeah, he's kind of like a douchebag, and do you ever actually see him get the girl? No.
Oh, imagine him.
Kangaroo once, but that failed miserably.
Because
Yeah.
what do you call it? I was watching for good lord, H3H3 actually posting H3H3 videos. I couldn't even watch the whole thing because it was too cringy. But it was the fucking they were commenting on how like the Fine Bros did a react video on like a couple older episodes of Seinfeld, and it's just like that's the joke. The whole thing is that's the joke. There were horrible like moments, like that's how it was written. That Jerry's just kind of a terrible guy.
Hey, Jerry.
Imagine
At
if
least-
Johnny Bravo got up to Cortez. Hey there, Latin mama.
At least he didn't cry out the N-word on Seinfeld. Or is that Kramer?
No, that was
That's
Kramer
Kramer.
did that during a comedy. Like he was at a comedy club, and I guess
This
some
crappy-
hecklers got. No, what happened was I guess some hecklers got him really riled up, and he just went overboard.
Because his
Like,
stand-up sucks.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't know. I've never listened to his stand-up, so I wouldn't know.
I didn't even know.
We're talking about a guy, all he did was, in comedy style, was kick down the door and scream Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, just busts in. It's like, hey, Jerry.
Personally, my
What a
favorite
Cheerios.
role, my favorite role that actor's ever done is and if I don't know how, like, this is even before my time, but like I still love this movie when I found it. UHF. Have you ever seen that? The Weird
Is
Al
that-
movie?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
Hey, that's way
Stanley
back.
Spadowski. Mom up.
Oh, UHF, man.
I
He was
feel
just-
too
you know
young
what he
for this
was?
conversation
He was a
now,
live-
excuse me.
He was a live action Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy. That's what he was.
Well, in place...
Wait, which Ed?
If you've never seen it, it's a fantastic movie.
Let me see. UHF?
Yeah, it's like one of Weird Al's like early movies. Just like a really cheesy
Oh.
indie movie.
Is that the one where he has a Twinkie wiener sandwich?
Yes, yes, it is. A Twinkie wiener sandwich.
Apparently he still eats those, but he eats them with veggie dogs.
Veggie talks.
I mean, to be fair.
Yeah,
he-
veggie
like-
dogs.
I mean, to be fair, Weird Al was born and raised in California, so
And yeah, that explains a whole fuck ton.
at least I think so. I know he lives primarily in Cali, but whatever. But yeah, no. Like I love Weird Al's content. Like I've always been a huge fan of what he does. Just like when I was growing up, I used to I would buy his albums all the time. You know, like when Running with Scissors came out, or you know, Alapalooza or whatever. There's like a lot of CDs I got.
I think I have a DVD of all of his old music videos and his concert tours. I should
Actually,
dig that up.
there is a theater a couple towns away from me that he would do a lot of shows at, called the Zeiterion. They would do, like, him and his group would just like book shows there a couple times a year.
Okay.
Well, in lieu of the Game Awards and Sonic Fox,
Did
we
you
do
say
have...
Lude or Lou?
In
I know
lieu-
your origins, Goku.
Shut the hell up.
It's like, oh, you thought you could get away from us by making a YouTube channel with a different name, huh? Motherfucker, I recognize that artwork immediately.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, the
We're doing an
expose.
expose. We're doing an expose on an internet shitlord that uses a cartoon cutout to get his point across. Sorry, dude, it's cringy.
Unsolved mysteries. We still have no fucking idea where this guy
Tonight!
is.
On Unsolved Mysteries. Who gives a fuck about Bigfoot? Update. Turns out, no one gives a shit.
Alright, so Bomb gave me this 2 articles. I'm going to talk about this game one. Legislation proposed by Delcon State Representative would tax mature video games in Pennsylvania. Christopher Quinn's HB 2705 aims to help fund school safety measures. So, I'm guessing this, again, violent video games cause violence my children.
And, violence in games connection to school shootings.
Because
Oh, we're
Because-
still having this argument. Oh my.
Because it's not like, again, I said this earlier, where there's some schools who don't have a background check for teachers' assistants because they're voluntarily doing this, so they're not getting paid. So they'll hire a guy who's, secretly an autistic, schizophrenic, poop-smearing child fucker.
Oh, you're talking about Ross?
Yeah, I'm talking about Ross.
Of course.
No.
Bomb, I don't know if you have watched Mr. Medicare. You should, for context, you should watch his 3rd video on Rub-a-Dub-Dub Ross, which is, went into a call randomly, and he went in on the right moment where the guy was being questioned why he was watching videos of little kids in bathtubs.
But because
What?
I view it like cat and dog videos, okay, and you know, so basically
So like, and he actually fucking rees, like
Oh, no, yeah,
legitimate rees.
like,
Oh,
well, okay,
Ugh.
to be fair, in his defense, I think the last he was on a Kumite type stream not too long ago, and he just he was pretty I think he's starting to have a little bit of self-awareness, but
I think Trish and I are the same person.
oh my god,
No,
why do you
I
watch
need to
her?
remember this for like 2 seconds.
Sorry, my wife is pulling me away. Give me a
Hi,
second.
Coffee.
Hi, Coffee.
Who's
Coffee?
Who's Trish?
What?
Who's Trish?
Wait, what?
I think he's
Trish.
being pulled away. But continuing on, and there's also the whole thing of there isn't like a deranged person who steals the family gun because it wasn't put up properly, like in a safe or in a place they don't know, and then went over to, do a shooting spree while the paid guards who are supposed to guard the children and take down this lunatic goes outside with everyone else and just waits for the police. Then gets on live national television and then blames the NRA, guns, and gun owners.
And video games.
Mm-hmm. And remember that when the head security guard of that school went on live television to tell the NRA they fucking suck?
I
Yeah.
kind of remember that, but
Yeah, it was that school shooting. And the head guard orders all the guards to go outside and wait for the police because they were terrified.
and somehow
That's
that's the
cool.
NRA's fault. How?
I don't know.
That's more the fucking guard's fault, considering he's an incompetent fuck who decided to spare his own life instead of children.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I think
You know what that
Sebo
makes
could-
me think of?
which one?
So like, did anyone remember that time
Sure.
that motherfucker crashed a cruise ship and he like abandoned ship while everybody else was like, "What the fuck's going on?" And the captain's just like on a little life raft trying to get the fuck away.
Oh,
You remember that? That was like years ago, but it was like, holy shit, dude.
I've never heard this story. That's fucked up.
Oh yeah, no. He got fucking slapped with so many fines because just one, you crashed a cruise ship on a well-known I guess what happened was he crashed the boat on a very well-known place where there's a lot of rocks. You can look it up. The pictures are funny because it just all you see is just like this huge boat just like tipped over on its side on like it looks like the most shallow piece of like water in the ocean. Just
Okay,
this
I think
giant
I
cruise ship.
remember this. I think I remember this now. So, a recent proposed piece of legislation in Philadelphia's House of Representatives would add 10% sale tax to video game containing violent material. The bill, which can be read in full here, would place money guaranteed from the tax into a new digital protection for school safety account, which Pennsylvania would then use to provide funding for school safety enhancements. Representative Christopher
Even Coffee's like, this is bullshit.
Christopher B. Quinn.
Oh my god. So I'm sorry. She's watching. What's this bitch called again? Trisha.
Her name's Trish, but there's a channel that my friend's friend vlogs on. It's basically the best of Trisha.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah, so for these games, would this include a game where you actually play a good guy, a good cop,
No, it's
L.A. Noire, for example?
no, it's basically any video game that contains some sort of violence.
Oh, well, that excludes every fucking video game there.
Yeah, like
Can-
any game. I mean, Mario might as well just get hit.
Candy
'cause he
Crush.
squishes mushrooms.
Candy Crush. It's you're smashing candies.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
did I miss in like the last like 30 seconds?
This bill basically is saying any violent video games is going to get taxed.
By
Oh,
10%.
That's like that. Is that like for the world?
No,
like
just
the
for
entire world, or
No,
just
no,
the
just
US?
just for Pennsylvania, apparently.
Just
Yeah.
for Pennsylvania.
Get out of it.
Yeah, my home state. Isn't it wonderful?
So, this guy Quinn refers a study playing violent video games can increase aggressive thought, behaviors, and feelings in both the short term and long terms.
And yet I played Cuphead, and you shoot everything, and I don't feel violent.
But for some fucking reason, every study shows that it does the exact opposite. So,
Yeah.
and it also conveniently doesn't provide a citation in this fucking thing.
Of course not.
Citation. Also, SSJ Chicken says,
Tetris has blocks falling? Instant tax!
Yeah. What other games are violent? Well, you got...
I think they're mostly trying to do like they're thinking that all games are like Grand Theft Autos or some shit.
Yeah, just the games with a mature rating. They're the only ones that get hit with the tax. Everything else is fine.
We gotta protect the
Glabell-
children.
Glabell says,
Right.
Pong is abusive to the poor innocent dog.
Extreme pong.
Why is the ball white, you motherfucker? Why can't it be black?
Black on black surface. Great idea, guys.
No. A black ball, and it deals with white paddles.
Why are the paddles? Why are the paddles beating the black ball?
okay, that makes it sound fucking worse.
It would seem that they also did something stupid, which was hand thousands of overdose relief kits on Nala.
Well,
How you fucking say it?
well,
Wait.
the package is called Narcan.
No,
but that
oh my
drug
god.
name-
Okay. Can I? Let me interject, because I actually, for the last 7 years, I've worked in a detox rehab facility as a security guard.
Mhm.
So I have a lot of insight on this particular discussion. If you want to ask me anything.
Yes, please.
But-
It's a NaLo.
Narcan
Uh-huh.
is a nasal spray that when someone is overdosing, you insert it into their nasal cavity and you spray it in. Now, what it's supposed to do is it immediately puts an opiate overdose person into immediate withdrawal, and it wakes them up. Now, that's why you hear a lot of reports of people getting hit with Narcan coming up out of it and swinging, because sometimes you hit someone with Narcan and they're just like, what the fuck, and they start going nuts. So that's why I think there was a Ohio sheriff that was just like, I'm not paying money for Narcan for my deputies. Too many of our deputies are getting gouged in the eye by like people. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Now, understandable. I understand where he's coming from. At the same time, it's just like there's got to be a better way to approach why you're not equipping your deputies with Narcan. I don't know how much it costs for Narcan, but I just know, like, we have at my work, we have a lot of it. Like, we have Narcan. I have a security kit that has like Narcan, and I have like all this other shit. So, So Narcan just immediately puts someone into withdrawal. And the shitty thing, though, because the way that drug use has been escalating in the last couple years, especially with opiates, fentanyl is the really big thing on the streets right now. It's like, I think it's like 100 times more potent than heroin.
Jesus.
And this is how crazy fentanyl is. Fentanyl is so dangerous that when a officer was reviving someone with Narcan at the scene of an overdose, all they did was the dust from fentanyl in the air got into the officer's lungs, and it caused him to overdose immediately.
Oh my. Jeez.
That's
Whoa.
how dangerous this shit is. That's why this is the reason why there have been so many overdoses in the last couple years. Why the death rate has gone up significantly because of fentanyl. And it's gotten so bad because here's the problem. Here's and it's the problem with opiate abuse is one of the things that there's a lot of different ways you can go about treatment. So for example, at my facility, we have a detox unit that treats people using methadone. And the way they do it is you go in, I think it's like 25 milligrams of methadone, and then they taper you off, and then after 7 days or so, that's the detox. And you can go with, you can continue a methadone treatment, or you can go through other options. Like one of them's called Vivitrol, which is this very thick solution that they have to inject in your ass with a very thick needle, but it's supposed to stave off cravings.
What the hell did I just freaking walk into? I walk into thick ass needles injections. What the?
I'm discussing drug treatment and resources.
Yeah,
it's where I work.
Yeah, we're talking about how Pennsylvania apparently 4 libraries handed out approximately 4,500 of these
Narcan
Narcan kits.
Yes.
What's Narcan?
For free.
To catch you up,
I
Narcan.
have this image in my head of just some kid accidentally using Narcan, just.
Oh, as a nasal spray. Like, hey, Mom, Mom, I need some Flonase. Oh, wait, no, don't use that.
Yeah.
So,
I can see the future.
Well, what Narcan is, it's pretty much a like crazy opiate blocker, because as soon as you hit somebody with Narcan that has been abusing opiates, it sends their body into immediate withdrawal.
Is the are opioids being used that badly where you live?
In my area, yeah.
It's pretty bad. See, the thing is, on the East Coast, I live in Massachusetts, so it's like on the East Coast, a lot of city centers, a lot of bigger city areas, heroin use is really bad. Just opiates in general. The problem too comes in with fentanyl, which is a much more powerful opioid. You can actually look this up. In Connecticut, there was I bet you anything what happened was in Connecticut, a bunch of people bought heroin cut with fentanyl from the same guy because there were like 11 or 12 overdoses in a park during the day, all at the same time.
God.
So you can look this up. Like 11 overdoses in a park in Connecticut or some shit. And thankfully nobody died.
In the same park?
Yeah, all in the same park. Just 11 people OD'd in this park.
So how are people? Did they just like decide to meet up at that park and OD or something?
Well, no. The way it probably went was everybody probably bought their heroin from the same guy, because you got dealers and shit. Mm-hmm. So everybody bought their heroin from the same guy, and that guy probably either he did it or whoever he got it from laced it with fentanyl or some shit, and it just caused everybody to overdose. Now, one of the other problems with the treatment cycle that is opioid addiction, because addiction is it's a horrible cycle. It's absolute shit. Like, because what happens is, one of the jobs I also used to work for this facility is I used to work at the methadone clinic. And methadone clinics are not fun at all. It's what happens is you get people that are just on methadone forever. Like they will never break their opiate.
Well, yeah, but that's just like legal heroin, isn't it?
Pretty much, it's like see, the thing with methadone is some people are like it all depends on the person. It all depends on the client. It's like some people are able to break their addiction. That's great. But the problem is, say you're on methadone and they put you on like 120 milligrams when you first get there. And then as the time goes on, they keep weaning you lower and lower and lower. People with very poor willpower or just whatever, once they get to that threshold of just like, oh, I feel like I'm going to start going to withdrawals, or I need something. A lot of times people will fall off the wagon. They start using again. And the problem with opiate use is, and this is why so many people overdose. Say you were doing like, I was like, I'm shooting up 2 grams of heroin a day to keep the high and to not go into withdrawal.
Damn, 2 grams?
It's bad. I used to do intakes over the phone too. I used to talk to people all the time, and just like because the way that our facility used to do things is we would do phone intakes. Now they have a different system where people actually show up at the facility, they do all their paperwork, and if
I figure they all did it through an app now.
No, I can't speak on other facilities. I just know how we do it. But Anyway, so say you're using 2 grams of heroin, and then you get clean for like 6 months, but then you fall off. If you go back to using that 2 grams of heroin, there's a very high chance you're going to overdose because your body's not used to that. Your body's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going to die. Like that. And the problem is you can't just go back to using like a small amount of heroin. Like, because you're not going to get that high. That's the problem with it. It's like people want to get that high that they would always get, but that's why they have to keep using more and more. And that's why they start using fentanyl. And there's another thing on the streets. It starts with a C. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a tranquilizer for elephants. And people
codeine.
are using
Isn't it codeine?
I don't think so. It's got a long name. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find this.
I know people use codeine a lot.
I do remember a story about this one particular plant, and if you touch it, you get instantly high. But the point of it is it's so bad that some people don't come down for weeks, and it caused
carfentanil.
It's
called carfentanil. That's what it's called. And it is I believe it is 500 times more potent than heroin.
Jesus.
This is your brain on drugs.
Any question? Why is that chicken floating and melting at the same time?
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Let's talk about the elephant tranquilizer in the room. This is an article on drugabuse.com. It's 10,000 times more potent.
There's a drugabuse.com?
Yes.
I need to go to that website. Where has that been on
top of this shit? It's 100 times more powerful than fentanyl. What is it?
Drugabuse.com.
Designed as a tranquilizer for elephants, this deadly substance has made its way into our nation's illegal drug market. It's often disguised as heroin and can kill on contact. Just 2 milligrams is enough to kill 100 people.
Jesus fucking Christ!
This synthetic opioid first appeared in Ohio back in July. Oh, so this goes back to Ohio. This synthetic opioid first appeared in Ohio.
Crap, it really is a drugabuse.com.
Its use has spread thanks to users who constantly seek more powerful drugs to get high, but this isn't your typical street heroin. Yeah, that's the problem. People are it sucks because a lot of these people, they just want that better high. They want that stronger high because every time they use and they use and use and use, their body builds up a tolerance to it, and all of a sudden the only way they can get that high is using something that will probably kill them.
You know,
it's the same thing when people talk about this is crack. Like you know that thing
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
It's like,
This is your brain
crack.
on drugs.
This is crack.
It's a
Yeah, I remember
crack.
that.
it only takes
Cool.
once. It only takes one time to kill you.
And he did it in character too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
That
in
was
it.
the best part.
But what's actually more funny, was it after or before he was caught whacking it off in the cinema?
Before he got caught whacking it.
Was he on
But
cocaine when he was doing that too?
I don't know.
I'm not
All I know is that he-
No. It's just because he was masturbating in a porn
theater.
Yeah, he was jerking his big old dick in a porn theater. And
You know the funny thing about that is that he made a comeback as Pee Wee Herman like 10 years after the fact. Everybody's like, yeah, we're cool with it now. Just come back to doing that.
Yeah.
hey, yo, Pee-Pee, where's my money?
Yeah.
pee-pee? I just heard pee-pee.
Sound like Krusty.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of things when it comes to like mental health and drug addiction services. I can answer a lot of questions on that shit because I've worked in a drug rehab. Like before I did artwork full time, this is the job I did. I was a security guard at a rehab center, but I also did other things too. Like I don't
know, dude. I've never had an issue with addiction because I could just like pretty much stop doing what I'm doing.
It's an interesting thing with addiction. It's just like addiction affects everybody differently, and I understand, but at the same time, I'm not. If it was something in my family, I would not be nice to the family member that was afflicted with it, especially if it's one of those situations where the family member is just using and abusing their entire family to get their high.
Yeah, because I used to drink a lot, then one day I just like, yeah, I'm gonna stop, and then I just stopped.
Yeah, it's that's the thing, is just like, I mean, yeah, sure, we still get our alcoholics, but most of it is opiate abuse. It's like, actually, the facility I work at started as an alcohol treatment center back in the 70s, and then once the 80s and 90s happened, it was all benzos and heroin.
And now it's the 2000s where we use opioids.
Well, that's just like again, that one, heroin's cheap. Heroin's very cheap. You get it on the street. It's just, and it's
Where are you
it's,
getting
it's,
your heroin that it's cheap?
it's just cheap and super addictive.
Pepe's tacos.
But yeah. So shit.
Uh,
There's just a lot of things that go into it. Like, and I can tell you some really funny stories of, like, just working at a treatment center. But I'd say like, this one, my brother actually used to work there too, and he got a phone call once. He got a phone call from this guy, and how we would answer the phone is just like, oh, inpatient, so and so speaking.
Autobus's mic is fucking up.
Oh,
Of course.
but is he back?
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so my brother gets this call, and he's just like, all right, what do you? He asks him, what are you using? He says, alcohol. All right, how much are you drinking a day? And the guy says to him, I don't drink it. What?
Oh no.
I don't drink the alcohol. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, does he insert it up his ass?
No. This is what he did. He says to my brother, the only thing I can afford is vodka nips, and I don't like the taste, so I inject it.
Vodka
And
nips.
my brother, his first reaction is like, how are you alive?
What are you talking about? Nips? Vodka nipples?
You mean those tiny
Nips,
bottles?
The tiny plastic bottles you see everywhere on the ground. Those are nip
shot.
bottles.
The shots.
Yes.
I have so many
I
questions.
do have another question for you, Al, since you're in the expertise of this. It's synthetic morphine, right? It's equal to morphine, right?
The fentanyl?
No, the
Narcan.
Narcan. The Narcan.
Narcan is, my understanding of it is it's an opioid blocker. It's like a super opioid blocker that as soon as you like put it in your body, it cuts off the receptors in your brain that that take in the opiates, and it immediately puts you into withdrawal. The problem is, depending on the person and how fucking high they are, they have to use, like, I think one guy, they had to use like 4 or 5 like Narcan shots on him, like in the nose, like just to wake him up. Like, we had one guy, we had one guy when this is years ago. He was overdosing in the waiting room, and yeah, he was overdosing in the waiting room, and the nurse practitioner hits him with the Narcan. Now, Narcan, again, it's supposed to wake you up. It throws you in withdrawal. But I'm assuming this guy must have had something else in his system, because as soon as it hit him, and he woke, like, he wakes up. I watched it all happen. He goes, and then he just rolls over and starts snoring.
Has anyone ever gone into the facility and just started shooting up?
People have like gone in and just like shot up. Like, actually, the same day, like this happened during the day. I came in. I usually work weekdays, so I come in, and this guy, I guess, like, I see a notice on the wall with this guy's picture, and it's like, this guy's on a 90-day restriction, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what did he do? It's like, oh, when we were trying to admit him, the RS walked into the bathroom to check on him and found him pulling a needle out of his ass to shoot up with. The guy legit snuck a heroin needle up his ass so he could pull it out of his booty hole and then shoot up.
Oh, that is. Well, okay. I guess he apparently thought this was prison.
I do have a follow-up question.
Well, I mean, we don't. It's not a prison. It's really easy to sneak shit in if you like. People are crafty. Like, I was working there during the bath salt epidemic, and I got some stories about that shit too.
Oh, wait. You're talking about the shit that makes people eat the other people's face?
What?
But nothing,
Oh, yeah.
nothing of that caliber happened. Thankfully, it was just more so just bath salts, like because it's a synthetic thing and you're not supposed to smoke it. It puts holes in your brain, like legitimately, it will put a hole in your brain because there was this guy that was smoking bath salts, and from everyone else's account, this guy used to be a normal kid that his only issue was, he did heroin. No, as soon as he started smoking bath salts, he like...
Yeah, it's because doing heroin is
nuts.
totally normal.
Oh, yeah, like, you know what I mean. It's just like, heroin is an addictive thing. You act like an asshole, you try to get better. With bath salts, it fucks you up. Like, it actually, like, again, I think it put a hole in this kid's brain. But at the same time, this kid was still really crafty. Because... what happened was a couple things. So at the time, I was actually working both security and I was also doing overnights on the unit as one of the floater RSs. RS being a recovery specialist, even though I'm not in recovery. It's just I worked as a nurse's aide. That's pretty much what my job was. And in the mornings, we would do smoke break and vitals. So, like, we wake everybody up, we check their vitals, blood pressure, all that shit. And then, of course, you're waking up a bunch of addicts at, like, 6 in the morning. But it's just like, hey, don't worry. Once we're done with this, you can go have a smoke break and have some coffee. Boom. Mm-hmm. Everybody's happy. It's New England. Everybody likes the coffee. So
it's the coffee.
We wake the guys up.
So
now,
the coffee turns you into a heroin addict?
No, fuck you.
Turns you into
No,
a personal
I need
bitch.
my Joe!
How he would be doing the drugs.
Hipster.
So anyway,
Coffee equals hipster
we
crack.
wake people up, and now I guess the night before there was this guy that was like he's coming off of benzos and he's like weirdly out of it, but like he's like complaining to the bath salt kids, saying like, "Oh, he stole my pudding. He stole my butterscotch pudding. Fuck this guy. Fuck you."
This sounds like it's out of a comedy movie right now.
Oh, it was fucking. It was fucking ridiculous.
Butterscotch pudding with that accent.
Butterscotch pudding. I'm from New England.
You gotta eat that cornbread.
New York, man.
If you get me going, I drop my Oz.
Let me get your cornbread.
It's like specifically.
Say chowder.
Chowder.
Wait,
fucking asshole.
Wait,
want me to tell the fucking story or not?
Wait, guys, hold on. Say queer.
Queer. You fucking queer. Let me tell the fucking story. All right,
let him tell the story.
What do you say, soda?
Soda.
Okay.
I just say soda.
You don't say pop?
No. The key word with New England. You gotta say coffee, diaper. Like a diaper. It's diaper. Right? Diaper. Say coffee. I'll do this one. It's just like, oh yeah, I had to drive up to Taunton to get some diapers for my kid. Fuck this guy, right?
All right, so he took the butterscotch pudding.
So the guy's complaining about his butterscotch pudding, and it's like I came in because I come in at 11 o'clock at night, to do like an 11 to 7 shift. I come in, and he's like, before everybody was like lights out, go to bed. He's just like, he's like, my fucking butterscotch pudding. The motherfucker took my pudding. Oh, fuck this kid guy. Fuck this kid. So, he's like, it's like the traditional, now where a particular part of Massachusetts I'm from is Fall River. So Fall River, Mass is like, if you ever look at a map of Massachusetts, it's right in the armpit. He's just going off, just like, oh, yeah, fucking pudding, fucking, like, and it's just like, all right, go to bed. So fast forward to the morning, we're doing vitals, and we wake everybody up. Now, the pudding guy comes out of his room, goes into the bath salts kid's room, and I guess, like, I'm down the hallway, but the nurse was, like, right next to, like, when this happened, because the guy's standing over the kid's bed.
Wait, is that how you, like, classified everybody according to their addiction? Like, you had heroin guy, bath salts guy...
Well, no, it's just I'm not gonna say names of people.
Oh, I know. I'm just imagining like over the room in the bed, it just says bath salts, heroin, crack.
Just to make telling the story a little bit easier, just so we have a visual. His butterscotch guy and his pudding guy, and then there's like the bath salts kid. So butterscotch is standing over bath salts bed, and he just starts wailing on him. He just starts beating the shit out of him. Like, he's just swinging at him while he's in bed.
Damn.
And the nurse like flies down the hallway like, no, stop it.
Now, Butterscotch, you leave bath salts alone.
Oh, it's awful. Like, he was
Get my car.
he was just wailing on the kid. Like, and it's just like, what the fuck? And all this over pudding. Like, so anyway.
Just give me the snack pack!
Just it's pretty bad.
Stole my
it's pretty
pudding, you
bad.
son of a bitch!
So now later that week, after the kid was done with detox, we have another unit. We have 4 units in our building. We have ATS, which is acute treatment services. That's straight detox. Dual diagnosis, which is for clients who are not only detoxing, but you got people with like bipolar or anxiety, depression, just general like mental health mental health equipped with drug addiction. So that's the dual unit. And then the 2 units on the main floor is the men's step down and the women's step down. Those are pretty much just like a transitional program where they're there for another 20 some odd days, and while they're there, they can set up interviews for halfway houses, sober houses, or whatever they want to do to continue with their treatment, right? So the kid gets down to men's step down, and now during this time, the kitchen, we have a cafeteria in the basement that will serve the clients like a couple times a day, and they had these boxes of gummy snacks that were promoting the new Ice Age movie at the time. Now this was back in 2011, so whatever Ice Age movie came out then. But anyway, so they had these fruit snacks, and with the promotional stuff, there were a bunch of these tiny little fridge magnets. Now, don't ask me how the motherfucker did it, but he figured out that if you put a bunch of fridge magnets on the fire alarm for the back door of the step-down unit, it would disable the alarm. So he disables the alarm with all these magnets, goes to the corner store.
Really James Bondish.
No, it's like, listen, if you institutionalize and you've been in prison a lot, you get crafty. You just know how to do shit. So this kid disarms he disarms the alarm, whatever, goes to the corner store, buys a shitload of bath salts at K2, comes back to the unit. We had to kick out 15 guys that day because they were all just fucking high. Like, they were all smoking K2, bath salts, you name it. It was just like, it was a fucking wreck. Like, I guess like the guys figured like, oh, this kid figured this out. Okay, we're all gonna give him whatever money we have, and he's just gonna buy a bunch of bath salts for us. It was fucking stupid.
Wow.
Like, but yeah, like shit happens. I mean, we had like we get like, there was one time like a bank robber was like hiding out in our facility. Like
what?
the feds had to come and take him and everything. No, because what happened was the guy robbed the bank. And then he checked himself into detox, thinking like, "Oh, I'm in detox. They won't find me, HIPAA. Like, I'm being protected by HIPAA." But I guess somebody must have ratted him out or something. I don't know how they found out, but the feds found out he was there. And so, like, while I was working, like, the entire facility was like surrounded by cops. And like, yeah, the entire facility was just like surrounded, and like the CEO of the company is like walking in with like suits, and like they're just like, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna get the guy.
They're come for your porn.
They found the guy, took him, and they walked him out of the building just like in shackles. And it's just like, Jesus Christ.
All I remember from bath salts is that one episode of 1,000 Ways to Die, and that woman during her wedding, she smoked a whole bunch of I think she like did a pound of bath salts, and she died immediately.
Jeez.
I just
remember
know bath salts from the Walking Dead fucker that ate the policeman's face.
I know bath salts from the movie Sausage Party.
Like, that's the thing. It's just like, it's crazy shit. I mean, like one time I had a guy come in who, and again, it was one of those situations where every time he'd ever been to the facility, it was always for like, oh, I just came in because I have an opiate addiction, I just want to get off it, right? This guy was like a Marine too. This like big dude, and he comes in, it's just like he comes in and he starts like talking to me. I'm doing his intake, like I have a piece of paper and I'm writing down, like, I'm asking like, what are you abusing? What's your medication history? Blah, blah, blah. Just asking him all these questions I need to ask. And the guy tells me, just like, It's like, I don't know what's wrong. I guess I shouldn't have done those bath salts. It's like I'm a wreck now. I got like anxiety and depression. Like I don't know what's up. Like he went from being, oh, I just use heroin to I have mental problems now. So again, bath salts puts holes in your brain.
Do you think if
Hey.
weed was legalized, we wouldn't have this big problem?
I mean, it's well.
No,
yeah,
because a lot of
no,
people that
no.
do those drugs have never even touched weed.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. There's actually quite a few people that like who just straight up use cocaine, heroin, and shit. They've never touched weed.
So that myth about if you touch weed, you're gonna do harder drugs. So that's totally a myth.
It's
a
bullshit.
lie.
Yeah, it's a bullshit.
Fucking knew it.
The only problem I have with weed, because my first apartment, I lived with a bunch of stoners. I hate stoners.
Yeah, they eat everything in your
Yeah,
fucking
well, we
house.
hate you too.
Like fucking stoners. I hate boulders. I mean, you know.
What do you have
No.
against this masonry?
No, but like for like legit though,
Spanish
like
tiles?
I have no problem. with
Spanish tiles.
I have no problem with weed. I have no problem with like, you know, the like in that general, just like, you know, smoking weed, whatever. Just stoners drive me up a fucking wall because I lived with a few of them for like about a year, and they're assholes. Just stoners are fucking assholes.
There is no Dave.
Look, that's not.
What?
That's hashtag not all stoners, dude. Because I'm not a dirty asshole.
I just heard there is no Steve.
No,
from-
Dave.
There's
Okay.
no Dave.
You know, like Dave's not here, man. The stoners say that a lot. No, like,
Oh, okay.
No, like okay, here's
You're
the
not
problem.
Dave.
Here's the problem.
Is
why.
that like an East Coast stoner thing?
No, we're talking about those stoners that eat everything in your house, including the shit that you bought. They ask you.
Oh
for
yeah, no,
favors
that
and money.
happened. That happened when I was living in my first apartment. It was one of the low points in my life. Like it's the one time I've ever gone on food stamps. And I bought a bunch of food, and within 2 days it was all gone.
yeah.
I wanted to kill everyone in that house because they always invited a bunch of random assholes to sleep on the couch all the time. There was always just like that group of stoners that hung out with the one or two stoners that lived with me. That whole situation was a goddamn shit show. Because like there was actually a moment where one of the guys, this is so fucking crazy. Like if anyone ever like wants to understand chaos, just I will tell you this story. So this guy dated this girl for less than a month. They break up, you know, and the guy was actually like living in the house with us too. They break up. She goes back to her ex-boyfriend. So him and several of the other guys that would always hang out at the house decide to vandalize the boyfriend's house and bring all the shit back to my apartment.
Wow.
Now, mind you, this all happened right before I went to Anime Boston that year. This was back in 2010. So it's like I find out about this, and then I was just like, you motherfuckers, you really doing this right before like I'm going away to a convention, and it was just like, oh no, you know what it was? I found out after I got back. The thing that set me off before I went to Anime Boston was the motherfuckers didn't have all the money they needed to pay the rent. That's what pissed me off. So not only was I dealing with them being short on money, but then me coming back to, I get a call from the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, because at this time I was slowly in the process of not living there anymore. I was like trying to get my stuff out, and like hopefully by the end of April that year I was going to have everything out, and then they'd have to figure their own shit out. So I get a call from the girl, and she said, "Oliver, can you go over to the house? Apparently those assholes broke into my boyfriend's place and stole a bunch of shit." I'm like, "Really?" So I go over there. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. They're all passed out on the couch. I went in there and I just started screaming. It's like I don't know if you've ever been woken up from like dead sleep by someone yelling at you, but that's what I did to these fuckers. I just ran in that house and I just started yelling at a bunch of stoners passed out on the couch and floor, and I'm just like, "What the fuck did you do? What did you do?" Like, because
Bad dog.
Because up to this point, it had been nothing but constant chaos in this house. People, like, I'd get noise complaints. People were always just breaking shit, doing terrible
What
shit.
the hell
They
kind of stoners were you hanging out with?
assholes.
Assholes.
I shit you not. You know what one of them did earlier that year?
What?
I call him Gimpy now because he can't use his hand anymore. Okay, the motherfucker. I gave this motherfucker my bed because I was trying to help him find a job. I was trying to do all
You
this
can
shit
hear
for
the
him.
Boston come out as the angrier he gets.
No, like, okay. I gave the guy a bed and everything. I'm trying to help him find a job. This one night, I'll never forget. It was February 10th. No, February 8th. It was February 8th of 2010. We had a really nasty snowstorm. Nobody got out of the house that night. Nobody drank. Nobody smoked. Everybody was sober, and it was a great night. Everybody had a good time. We were all talking. We stayed up till like 8 in the morning. Everybody was just having a nice evening, except Gimpy. I gave him my bed, and upon the first night of him having that bed I gave him, cheats on his baby mama, who they were supposed to be in good terms, cheats on his baby mom with some random 15-year-old.
Oh,
He was 18. Like, he was 18 at the time. She was like
that
15 or 16.
doesn't matter.
Like, but it was like, what the fuck, dude? So not only did he cheat on the baby mama while they were still in the process of, like, they were trying to make things work, her cousin was there too, and her cousin used to be in the Crips. So,
Oh god.
oh god, he was so, like, the cousin was so fucking pissed. Like, I'm surprised he didn't beat the shit out of him right then and there, because it turns out not only did he cheat on her, but apparently he was using opiates. He was abusing pills.
Go figure.
Because he was fucked up. Oh, he was so jammed out when he woke up. Because what happened was, upon everybody being pissed off at him, all I hear is this: bam, bam, smash. The girl runs out into the living room. She's like, Adam hurt himself. I'm like, what? So everybody's kind of like comatose on the couch, like, what the fuck? I fly off the couch. I go down the hallway. All I see is blood and glass all over the hallway. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? He went into my bedroom, punched out my window, and sliced all the tendons in his left arm.
Oh!
He took a piece of glass that was huge and just dug it into his forearm and cut all the tendons, trying to kill himself because he was mad at himself because everybody was pissed off at him and he was high.
God.
Whoa!
And like, it's like, and so following that, I break down my other roommate's room, my buddy Russian. I break his room door down to get something to, like, you know, to stop the bleeding. So I grab a towel and I have like a death grip on this kid's wrist. Now he's a skinny kid, so I got my like hands like wrapped all the way around his wrist, and I got a towel underneath it, just like a death clamp.
Yeah, Al may be short, but he is
alive.
pretty beefy.
Oh, Clabell, he's alive, all right. He's a fucking asshole because he can't use his hand anymore. There's a reason I call him Gimpy, because he never let his arm heal properly. He severed all the tendons in his left wrist.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So
Right out of my mouth.
so while this is happening, the rescue comes, they take him. Now I'm trying to tell rescue that this was a suicide attempt and that he needs help, but everybody in the house is like, no, it was an accident. I'm like, you motherfuckers. And of course it's like 5 people against me. So like they're going to take the side of like everybody else in the room.
Was it because they were scared that they were getting caught with drugs or some shit?
I don't know. I think they were scared of him being sent.
This has been fun, dudes. I gotta go. You guys take it easy.
All right.
Stan.
So, but anyway, so you know, I guess they were worried about him being sent to a lockup or whatever, just because, you know, he tried to kill himself.
No, it was an accident.
Well, yeah, exactly. So what ended up happening? I'm trying to call his parents. Now his parents are divorced, whatever. Like each of his parents, though, I told them exactly what happened, and both of them were just like, "We don't care. We don't want anything."
Oh.
I was just like, wow.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
A disowned child?
Fucking
Oh yeah, and you know, at the same time, I don't blame them, because this kid's a fucking prick. And I'll get to that very soon, because I'm sorry I kind of like co-opted your stream, but like there's still like so much shit happened to me. You know?
It's fine, man. This is they're being entertained right now. All 13
as
people.
long as I get the fanfiction read, I'm perfectly happy.
Yeah, we'll do that later after we'll talk about the furries and the furry server me and Al got invited into.
Yeah, the sonicfox.
No.
Yeah.
We're over this Sonic Fox thing. It's kind of
Oh,
like what Al said, kind of beating a dead horse. Right now, it's just a puddle
again,
of
the whole the
mush.
Sonic Fox thing is
I'll
just
look it
like
up.
it's kind of just like it's old news, but
It's something
Um,
we don't.
but so anyway, so fucking Gimpy, like he gets sent to the hospital, and like I'm trying to tell them it's a suicide attempt, but they're like, no, we're gonna take the 6 other people in the house saying that it was an accident. I'm like, well, fuck. So he gets sent to the hospital. They had to actually airlift him to like Rhode Island General because that's how bad it was. So 2 weeks later, he's out of the hospital and he's back at my place. Ooh. So fast forward to April.
Mhm.
Oh wow! It's like again, there's like a million things happened while I was in this roommate situation, because the catalyst for everything was an ex. Like I started dating this girl when I was in college, and she was a bit older than me, and she just because of this woman I lost a year of my life, because I dated her for 6 months and then I was stuck in this apartment for another 6 months. So though I will say the day I kicked her out was really good. Anyway, so
Upside, you got a cough.
I don't know how you could with your short, stubby legs. I mean, you are short, but you are pretty beefy.
He's a dwarf.
Okay. In my defense, the town I live in, it's a lot of Portuguese people. Most people here are short.
The Portuguese.
Portuguese. But anyway, so back to like I'm sorry I jumped around a little bit, but like
Oh, it's
the
fine.
kids who vandalized the house, like they stole a bunch of shit, brought it back to my place, and then I meet the kid's parents, I guess, or it's like I think it's like his mother and whatever guy she was dating. Now, mind you, the parents of this kid, I found out later that not only was this kid a guy that I actually met before, but he's the same motherfucker that stole my iPod when I first moved in. I found out about this later, of course. He stole my iPod, and he's also the same motherfucker that stole Coffee's laptop out of her apartment when she was living in New Bedford years ago.
Whoa.
So now, like, again, all these people, don't feel bad for any of them because they're all assholes. One of them's actually dead now. So
Oh.
I know what it's like to deal with asshole roommates. I'm actually using the asshole's roommate's room now as my office space. He got me fired from my last job because his kid liked to get kicked out of daycare a lot, and he had no fucking car, and his family doesn't want to help him.
Oh,
so he
jeez.
stole your car and you didn't make it to work? Is that what happened?
No. He would force me to, because all I have is liability insurance. So I can't give him the car because I don't fucking trust him with an inch of my life with my car.
Well, yeah, as you shouldn't.
So the thing is, he still hasn't paid for it, but his kid broke 2 mirrors and he punched a hole in the wall because he couldn't play Breath of the Wild first from a console he purchased, sold to me, and a game that he bought.
He couldn't play it first.
He couldn't
What a
play it
baby.
first. No. So there's a
Baby,
big.
that's when you take.
Wait,
that's when
hold
you-
on.
that's
This
when
guy
you
you're
beat-
doing the
that's when
like
you
let's
beat
play
your
with.
kid.
Yeah, he used to
See,
be.
this is why people are supposed to hit their kids. Okay.
Oh, you have no fucking idea, man. You have no fucking idea.
His kid was a darling, but I felt I wanted to punt this kid through the fucking through the wall. She was that bad because she would scream for no reason and she would always touch the fucking thermostat.
Huh.
Everyone.
Wait. What your roommate had like a screeching child, like
A screeching child at 5
like, did
years
they-
old
did
that
they-
would act like a fucking 2-year-old.
Oh, so.
Oh,
Pardon my bluntness, but was this child autistic?
No.
Just a
That's
brat.
like, well, I'm just saying because that's actually this is coming from a place of dealing with people that have had certain like that kind of mentality. Like someone that's like of that age but acts like that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's the case.
But
Just like children that screech or like are just like that unruly at that even like 5 years old. Like most kids don't do that.
But right now she doesn't act like that anymore.
That's good. Okay, maybe I mean, if they grow out of it, that's great.
But
But like, holy shit.
but
Yeah.
but for some fucking reason, I keep telling him, don't touch this fucking thermostat. It's the most expensive item in the house, and he tells me to go fuck myself.
The child did?
No, not the child.
Touch that! Fuck you!
No, the
You
roommate.
little shit!
As he angrily bites into a fruit roll-up.
He smokes that fruit roll up full of gushers, just like this is my blunt. Oh, hold on, let me just roll this blunt real quick.
Oh no, he's heating up a spoonful of gushers. Hold on, I'm gonna streamline this gusher pack.
Hold on, let me get my prescription. I got let's see, it's a fruit by the foot roll. Here's my script.
Hold on, I gotta get my fruit roll-up sheet. Ah, yeah, it's right there on the arm. It's a nicotine pad. But
Hold up, is the equivalent of heroin just pixie sticks?
It's like the motherfucker's like snorting pixie sticks, or like he's
oh yeah! Fuck yeah!
Actually, oh fucking! I remember I was in when I was in middle school. This motherfucker in my class, he snorted coke and pop rocks during lunch.
Someone in my I knew someone in school who did that too.
Oh god.
You're fucking helping my childhood. I fucking did that shit. It fucking burns.
Oh, they have the addiction of a smoking Smarties.
Hold on. It's like I need to just like rub some Dunkaroos chocolate on my gums.
Oh, Dunkaroos, man, that takes me back.
Oh,
Love that shit.
hold on, I need to do some Rolos. Oh, what would you do for Quadrant? I do hard drugs for a Quadrant bar.
I think we started a new
It's
fad.
just making me think of it's making me think of that Chester Cheetah one's like, it ain't easy being. Hold on.
There's no drama better than Neil Peart. It ain't. Oh, my stomach.
Okay. Let's get on to the next topic, please.
Wait, one more.
I got a drinking problem. It's called the Nog.
The cereal. Okay, Smack'em's the frog. That cereal thing, Honey Smacks.
Smack them.
Yeah.
I will always call them smack thems.
Yeah.
Smack 'em.
Smack. Yeah, has real smack, not the actual cereal.
Today
Oh my
we
God.
found Smack'em's the frog.
Motherfuckers remember the commercials for honeycombs?
Oh, the honeycomb monster?
That cracked out like fuzzball.
Yeah, the honeycomb monster.
Oh God.
Oh god. But the thing is about that guy, I really hate because he wasn't married to the girl, or it was just his baby mama, and they wouldn't discipline the kid in fear of losing her to one or the other. And I fucking hate those kind of parents that don't fucking discipline their kids, because
I'm just saying I got a good smack in the mouth when I was mouthing off or whatever, and just like I turned out just fine. Fucking Goku, I went to Catholic school and I draw porn for a living.
I come from a
You've been taught
military
well.
family, man. I got my ass stomped in and pushed, and my shit pushed in on the daily.
Like back in your butt?
I got a steel-toed boot up my ass once.
Oh.
But how he
Took a
would
shit? Get it back in there.
But how he would discipline it is just like any kind of parent that doesn't want to discipline the kid, is just raise their voice and yell, and that was about it. When he moved out,
Hold on.
A tribute to Godo.
okay, but so when he moved out, his kid, I removed the beds, So prior to that, he would always eat in his room, and his kid, and his kid liked to drop everything. So when I lift up the bed, I shit you not, from wall to wall, the entire underneath the bed, a black crud-covered splotch of sticky soda, milk, yogurt, chocolate candy. It took me over an hour to clean that shit up.
Ugh. The 10 minutes was just to boost your confidence that, yeah, I'm going to clean it up, and the rest was actually cleaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Damn.
But I mean, okay, I got to tell, like, that just reminded me of another story about my fucking first apartment.
All right, go ahead.
Here
and
comes
then,
story
oh God, no! Actually, this also ties into the day I kicked my ex out.
All right.
No.
After this, we'll talk about
fucking-
the furry community and that server win.
Okay.
Sure.
And then after that, we'll
And
get
the
to
porn arts.
Steve
Don't
and
forget the
Steve's fanfics.
Okay.
Oh well, fucking my ex, when we first got this like apartment with like roommates, mind you, never ever get an apartment with college people.
Never.
Oh God,
so,
no.
Anyway, so we move in, and as a housewarming thing, she's just like, I'm gonna have a party, you know, have my friends come over and shit. So
no.
they have a party, they trash the house. She made like tacos, and like she left this rotten taco mess in the sink. And one other kid like threw up in one of the stairwells. You know, it was just bullshit. Just bullshit all around, right? So 2 weeks go by. 2 fucking weeks. I'm like, are you gonna clean it up? Are you gonna clean it up? I have to keep asking her. Are you gonna fucking clean up after yourself? Never. She never does. It's just like, you're a fucking cunt. So finally, me, Russian, and his girlfriend all decide to just like clean up the house. And now while this is going on, fucking the other roommate, Pendergast, he leaves. He just like, it's like, this ain't my scene, man. I'm out of here. He was like this weird metalhead, but he was a cool dude. He did something though before he left, and I'll get to that in a moment.
Oh no.
So
I was about to say, was he the one that died?
No. The one that died is Vampire Mike. He was this kid that like he had like crusty ramen hair, and he had like a bunch of metal in his face because like he was like this amalgam of like a scene kid. and
hell's
he
a
just,
So,
Scene
a
kid.
Hot Topic reject?
yeah, pretty much. And all he ate was like hot fries. That like his diet consisted of just hot fries and not bathing.
Wait, which flavor, man?
Just Cappy's hot fries. That's all he ate.
You gotta go with that barbecue, man.
But,
Those hot fries are good though.
So anyway, I can get more onto Vampire Mike in a bit, but I just remember my mother called him a cocksucker once.
He's a cocksucker.
No, my mother was fucking pissed because the day that after all the bullshit had happened, the last day of it all was me and my mother just cleaning that house and getting all my shit out of there because it's just the people living there with me, just they fucked it up so bad. They vandalized that house. They painted black on some of the walls. There was like cigarette burns on all the carpets. They trashed that apartment. And it was a really nice apartment too. But anyway, that day my mother and I are cleaning, and Mike happened to be sleeping on the couch. And my mother's asking him, like, do you live here? He's just like, it's just like, well, are you going to help clean up? He's like, no, I don't live here, lady. So then my mother starts hitting with a broom and says, get the fuck out of here, you little cocksucker.
You're such a cocksucker.
My mother was fucking pissed. Because these people, it's like, you know how it is. It's just like, you fucked with my baby. I'm going to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You fucked with my little owl, you're gonna get the fucking claw.
Oh, yeah, no, my mother was fucking pissed. But... Anyway, so Taco Mess happens, and it's like 2 weeks go by. So me and the guys we're cleaning the house, and now during all this, right when we moved in, my ex decided to get a dog, and I even told her over the phone. I was just like, you can't even take care of yourself. How are you gonna take care of a dog? And her response was, "Fuck you," and hung up.
Yeah, it's always those kind of people who think they could take care of something they don't even take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They always want a dog. It's always some
she
like
was
little.
fucking
It's either
awful,
a,
too.
it's either a tiny little purse dog, Chihuahua, or even smaller, or a big?
No,
fuck...
she got a bulldog, which is worse because I actually really liked that dog too. His name
Aw.
was Leroy. Is a bulldog named Leroy Brown, and he was dumber than a sack of rocks, but I fucking love that dog.
No.
Well, they're lovable animals.
Oh yeah, no, I love dogs. I might have cats now, but like I grew up with dogs, and I just
Yeah, I love
animals
both
in general.
creatures.
Yeah.
But
Cats are assholes,
fucking-
but still.
fucking.
Agree to
like,
disagree.
So while we're cleaning, I guess Leroy had gotten it. Like I opened up every single door in the house, every single window. That her bedroom smelled like tuna and musk, and just like it was so gross. Her room horrible.
God.
So
Ugh.
so I'm busy cleaning the house now. Mind you, I have a question to pose to any of you that have ever had roommates. If you had a roommate that's room was just emitting some horrible funk, would you take it upon yourself to open their door and window just to try and air it out and maybe find out what the smell might be too?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I did this. We cleaned everything, and I guess while this was happening, Leroy went to her room and chewed up like a crow figure or something that she had. So she comes back from work, and at this point, I was already building up to kicking her out. So she comes back from work, and she's asking like, it's like, hey, did Leroy get in the room? Blah blah. Like, and I was like, oh, and I said to her, oh, I'm sorry, we weren't watching him. We were busy cleaning the house because you left it a fucking mess. But I was being nice. I was like, oh no, we were cleaning the house because everything smelled, and we're cleaning up after that party you had.
In the back of your mind,
as soon as I said though, like I went into your room and I opened the door and window. She immediately, like, her face twists, and she's just like, you don't go in my room. You don't touch my stuff. So then I fired back with, about that. I'm kicking you out. That's not your room anymore. And just immediately her face just like shriveled up. She looked like a toad. And now I'm not usually one to gain any kind of pleasure of causing someone else discomfort, but I was enjoying every second of this. Oh, I was fucking screaming at her like, you need to grow the fuck up, you fucking bitch. I'm just going off on her because she's done nothing but cause me like trouble and problems like the last like almost year, so it's like, oh, she was horrible. She was absolutely horrible to me. So I got to be horrible to her. And so anyway, so back to Pendergast though. I find out later, like well after Christie's moved out, because I found out like, oh, I guess the dog had taken a shit in her room too. No, what ended up happening was Pendergast, he comes up to me and he had this really funny way of talking, like, hey, Ollie, guess what I did? I'm like, well, what'd you do, Pendergast? Like, I shit on Christie's bed.
Why?
I'm like, you did it. He's like, yeah.
Was he your favorite at that moment?
Oh, Pendergast is a funny dude. He was such a weirdo. Oh, he was such a weird guy, but he was like, you know what he was like? He was like Garth from Wayne's World, except a lot more vocal. Like take the weirdness of Garth and make him very social. Like that's the kind of guy he was. He was just like this really outgoing dude. But yeah, holy shit. Yeah, so he shit on her bed and everybody thought it was the dog. But
God
yeah,
damn,
so
what do you feed this mutt?
Like I fucking I kicked her out and shit, and fast forward to just like the last like big thing that happened was I get a call from the landlord. It's April 24th of 2010. I get a call from the landlord saying, you need to come over here right now. I'm like, oh, okay. Because at this point I was already planning on moving out, getting all my shit together. I come over. There's like a bunch of people in the middle of the street, and the neighbor is like okay, so the neighbor was like a father, like this, like kind of like this guy, and he had a daughter and a wife, and like there's just like a bunch of people just like outside, and he was jacked up, like his face was like he had a bruise, like it's like he was hit with a pipe. Like he got hit in the face with a pipe. He showed me his leg. He got a nice pipe shaped line on his thigh. It was just
God.
What happened? I asked. It's like, well, your roommates decided to pick a fight with us or something. So I asked like what started this? So back backtrack to the day before on the Wednesday. While there were people at my place, some dude was making cat calls to the daughter.
What?
So the following day, the father, being a raging alcoholic, by the way, the following day, the father is in the middle of the street screaming at my house, and I guess Gimpy and a couple of the other guys are sitting on the front porch. Now, Gimpy goes over to the father and he says, listen, the guy who was saying that shit to your daughter isn't here. But then, and this is all told to me afterwards, mind you, I wasn't there for this. I was regaled with this wonderful occurrence. So it's like, he tells him that, but then immediately he says, but if you could have seen what she was wearing. Immediately, the father knocks him out. The father just knocks Gimpy out right on the spot. So then one of the other guys hops off the porch with a pipe and starts hitting the father. Then the wife comes out with a nightstick and starts beating up one of the other guys. So apparently my apartment was a clown car, and a bunch of stoners just like ran out into the middle of the street. And then the house next door is full of a bunch of like ICP fans, juggalos. They come out in their apartment and they join the neighbors fighting the people in my house. So you got the neighbors and juggalos fighting a bunch of stoners in the middle of the street, and I guess and they're telling me this, like how this all went down. So then as this is going on, a green van comes down the road. A bunch of the guys jump in the van, they toss the pipe in the van, it drives off, and the rest of them fuck off.
Take the pipe.
So and then I show up later and I'm getting all the information, and so instead of having to the end of April, I have to that weekend to get my shit out of there, and it's completely understandable. Like again, the landlord wasn't mad at me. They knew I was in the process of trying to move out because I was just living with a bunch of idiots. So
Al, if you had
Did you just put a hand on your shoulder and just go like, I understand you live with these fuckheads.
Well, it's like I felt bad for the husband because he had just had some sort of coronary or some shit with his heart, and I thought he was gonna have a heart attack, dealing with this shit.
So, Al, if you had a time machine, would you actually go back and watch this shit happen from afar?
I would love to have seen the actual brawl. I wouldn't intervene, not at all, because the way my life turned out, I'm pretty happy with things. But I love telling these stories because it's just stupid shit.
It sounds amazing when you say a bunch of juggalos fall out of a car and start beat up a bunch of stoners.
Well, no, they
I would have loved loved to hear one of the stoners go, Farnaria!
Oh my god, it was so fucking stupid, man.
I'm a juggalo furry.
Wait, what's that fucking?
Hi, I'm a furry and a juggalo. Hi, I'm a juggalo furry.
There's a really cringy video of I'm a furry rapper king.
Clipbell says
one best motherfucker.
What?
Clipbell is saying that. Oh, okay. It might be.
Oh, is the stream? Is YouTube lagging?
Yeah.
Goko, is your OBS in the red?
No, everything's golden.
Did we say anything that pissed YouTube off?
No, everything's in.
I mean, we might have to jump to stream me like everyone else is or some shit.
Yeah, but we'll see about that. So
right.
Let's move on a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah. I know I've been talking about it for three streams now about furries.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I work with a lot of them. I'm friends with a lot of furries.
Yeah, me too. We pretty much have the same.
Lots of commission.
Again, I have to be when it comes to when people try to do broad brush stroking, it's that's not fair. You can't.
Yeah, I'm not trying.
Because especially with the Kiwi Farm shit, where it's just yes, we get it. The Zoo Crew shit was fucking horrendous.
But those are fur faggots.
There's a lot of people that aren't. Well, there's a lot of people in the community that's just I don't know who any of these people are. Why are you trying to lump me with this shit? I just enjoy the fandom, or I go to a convention to hang out with friends, etc. There are some people that are just so far removed from the degenerate shit that they don't even know who these people are. You know what I mean?
I think I have a what's the word I'm looking for? I do this all the time, but I do have an idea of why these kind of degenerates are so attracted to furries, to become part of the furry community. I think it's to hide
It's a shield.
in a way.
It's a. I like. Well, you know,
Because-
what? I think it's a weird little shield. I mean, even with the map community that's like fleeing Tumblr and going to Twitter, but Twitter's like, we ain't having that shit, and we're exposing your shit.
Mhm.
You know what maps are, right?
Just let everyone know.
It's an abbreviation for minor attracted person. You
Yeah.
know the types. The fuckers that want to,
So Nambla, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, what the fuck, dude? Because like again, another reason, like when going on to the Tumblr thing, just like a lot of people are losing out as far as artists, commissioned artists, whatever. Just
Yeah, I lost a whole bunch of people on my Tumblr, and they won't even go to the Twitter.
Well, I think that's just par for the course. Like you're like I'll say like my I was just shy of like 7,000 on mine, and ever since this whole thing happened, it's like I lost well over 100 followers, and like it's and ever since though, like my Twitter's definitely exploded much more in just traffic, so that's fine. But the problem was, at least for myself and another friend of mine who used the site as a really handy archiving tool because of the tagging system. So like say I'm working on, I'd be working on one of my stories, like say my fantasy shit, or I'd be working on maybe one of my modern things that like I'm writing. You put the tags in, and say you go to my blog and you click a tag, you'll see all the content under that tag, and it's very neatly organized the way that the site worked.
Yeah, I did
Twitter
like
doesn't
that.
have that.
No.
Twitter doesn't have that kind of capability. Twitter's more of a, it's like Twitter's a mess. Like if you type in a hashtag of some random thing, like say if I created a hashtag and other people use that hashtag for random shit, it just happened to have the same hashtag, you'd get everything under that one hashtag. It doesn't really work that way. You can't just go to
Hashtag booby meat and you'll get a dick pic.
like you can't just go to a single person's Twitter and look up something that they had hashtagged and find everything that they've ever hashtagged with that hashtag.
Yeah.
You just get every single hashtag with that hashtag. Hashtag.
Okay, wait. Let's start
The hash slinging slasher,
Speaking of
Hashtag
pedophiles,
slasher.
Well, speaking of pedophiles, so matter of factly,
we're breaking the conditioning! Yeah! We're coming for you, loyalists! But
Oh, you so hard!
But pedophiles, especially pedophiles, are naturally in the furry community. It seems like there's a whole bunch of pedophiles in the furry community because most of them
necessarily. It's okay. I don't have this kind of experience, but you can also definitely like trace a lot of shit to groomers. Like people that are groomers are definitely in certain communities. Any kind of fetish community, you're gonna run into a couple of those. I don't doubt it. Especially if you are like, say you're a young gay or bisexual guy that like suddenly gets into the furry community, and there's a couple people I know of that can attest to this, where, oh yeah, I discovered fur affinity when I was like 14, and here's my cute character, and I went in there completely asexual. I wasn't doing this for a sexual thing. I just made a cute character, and I like talking and role playing with other people. And then you get the people that will just like come on to a younger person that's using the site, and they know that they're younger, etc. And they give them the idea. They give them this idea that sexual role play with younger people is normal. Like they try to normalize that shit. And it's just like, oh my god, no. Like, that's one of those like those topics where like, yeah, whenever like things involving pedophiles get brought up, I get fucking like heated, because that's one of the few things that like drive me up a fucking wall. Like I can't stand. There's a reason why I'm very like, I don't give a shit. I really can't stand like people who do like loli shota artwork stuff.
Yeah, especially
it drives me up a goddamn wall, because I don't care if they're cartoons or if it's like it's just anime, bro. It's just like it's still depictions of children. to me, and I cannot like. Ugh.
Yeah, like for instance, they look like they're 5 years old. The whole thing, excuse of, oh, they're 20 years old. No, motherfucker, she looks like a 5-year-old, and you're telling me she's 20. Get the fuck out of here. If you want a 20-year-old, just make her short. Just make her a short stack. That's all you had to do.
Yeah, right.
Well, also, but don't forget the fucking, you know, the shit that they try to pull. Especially this always goes back to some Japanese artists where it's just like, oh, this is my 1800-year-old demoness.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't have tits. She doesn't have tits, and she's thin as a rail. What is that? A child? Like, no, she's 1800 years old. Fuck yourself,
motherfucker. She comes up to your knees and calls you daddy.
No.
No. The conversation goes like this. Onicha.
Get the fuck away from me!
Who the fuck said that? Who the fuck said that? Onicha.
No. And then the sparkly, echoey effect. Yeah, flat. They will say like flat is justice, but thick is life, motherfucker.
Okay. I remember this one quote from Tumblr, a meme, where just like, big tits can fill hands, flat chests fill hearts. Fill the man's heart, or some other bullshit. I disagree with that.
But fat asses will feed your entire family.
Oh yeah.
But a flat chest can also give you cuffs.
Oh. What's that fucking, we got him now.
Open up!
There's also in the whole thing in certain the furry community, they really like traps.
No,
oh, God.
No. Okay, this goes not just furry community. I see this more so in the like weeb gamer community, where it's just like, you know, the trap joke is like, you know, like the femboy. The femboy thing is just so fucking rampant. Like, I was whatever that server was that Goto invited me to.
I'm with you with it.
Yeah, like most of their not safe for work posting was just fucking like Astafolo or whatever that fucking character is.
Alphonse?
Alphonse.
I don't know what I don't know. I don't watch like anime anymore, so it's just like I don't know what any of this shit is. But they all want to fuck boys in dresses. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
It's not gay, bro. It's a trap. I'm like, motherfucker, it's still a dude.
It's gay as shit, bro. What are you talking about?
It's
like,
gay.
I mean,
Look,
you do you, but don't deny shit.
There's two types of traps. There's the trap for men, and then there's the trap for lesbians.
Does that still count as a trap, though, or is that straight?
It counts as a trap. They're just feminine, but they're still straight, but they trap lesbians.
what's
But
that?
if you're a lesbian and you have your hand on the dick, does that? I have no questions about sexuality.
I mean, you realize she has she or he has a penis, a feminine penis.
I want that feminine penis up my butt. It's totally not gay, bro.
No.
It's totally not gay, homie.
It smells like
pretty gay.
It smells like cherries and cream.
That's pretty gay.
I swear to God, it's not.
I guess I understand the. I mean, I can understand the appeal of a lot of things. Like, that's fine, whatever. You know, considering like I draw a lot of stuff for people. That's just like I'll draw stuff for people that I'm not into. It's just like, hey, you know, it's like $20 is $20.
But there's always a certain point where you go, yeah, how about we do something else?
I have my limits, but there's like, you know, just because I draw something for somebody doesn't mean I'm into it. Like, say for example, like I'll draw like a lot of different furry OCs for people, but doesn't mean I'm into those characters. It's just, oh, I can draw the thing and they're paying me to do it, so I fucking did it.
Mm-hmm.
Clavel asks, is it okay if she can jump in when I start reading the fanfic?
Drop in the call?
Yeah.
No, we're just gonna have us three. After that, after you read,
well, how long are you going for?
Probably until. When do you need to get off?
Me?
Yes.
Probably within the next hour or so. Just because I got D&D later tonight.
Can I join in? I want to test out my new character. If you left me,
it's a small group. It's like I'm not running it, so I
well-
can't really invite people.
well, I don't know how to play.
Is it a physical game
if
or
if they're willing to, like teach and guide.
no, we do the game via like a Discord chat that we're
Oh,
in.
Roll20 type of shit? Okay.
Yeah, we're doing well. We don't use Roll20. We use what the fuck's it called? The Tatsumoto bot. Like you can do dice rolls. And stuff.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Oh, so the Discord server itself is the dungeon master.
Well, it's
but
kinda.
no, I mean, okay, I will try to run a game eventually because I do want to DM, and also considering that with my fantasy setting, I want to eventually actually make a Pathfinder game out of it, something
Ooh.
along those lines. I'm gonna have to learn how to learn systems and maybe homebrew something that works because there's a lot of different sized characters that not you can't play a game using straight up D&D stuff if you're using a 20-foot tall character and a dwarf. I gotta figure out a system that would work with such dynamic class differences and whatnot.
This be my 50 foot.
Your stream went offline.
Oh,
Hold on. What the flying hell? I think should we keep? Okay, now we're live. I don't know why I did that.
But yeah. So I will run a game eventually. I want to do a one-off game where maybe 3 or 4 players. Just make characters and it'll just be a one and done adventure, just to test out DMing.
if you'll invite me, I'll definitely play.
But what were we going into? Just with just doing commission work shit or?
Yeah,
Loot artists.
Loot artists, yes. Yeah, you and I are loot artists, but I haven't really said anything about that in any of the videos on my channel, but they're gonna find out eventually, and I don't really give a fuck at this point.
Well, I think that's part of it is you shouldn't. I mean, I'm very shameless with my shit. I mean, you can look up my username, and I do have a couple of safe for work blogs or safe for work posting areas that I do use, but it's so easy to say if you found me through a safe for work thing, you could easily find the rest of my content through it in some way. And that doesn't bother me. That really doesn't. It's just my content's there for the people who enjoy what I do are the ones that stick around, and the people who want to actually buy artwork or pay me to do commission work are also the ones that will just stick around. I know I don't have mass appeal. I'm not like a Mr. Pink or a Carmessi where I'm not a super great artist, but I also I don't necessarily suck, and I also have my I guess a decent follower base. It's just and I'm also at the point where I will never have to worry about customers. I can open up for commission, and I get customers, and I pay my bills. If I wanted to do artwork full time again, I probably could, but I like having a steady paycheck and regular job. Just having a regular job again also gives me more time to just fuck around and do my own stuff.
Al, I'm trying to remember. Didn't you say you used to do a thing for a game company or something?
I was briefly working with not they weren't
the guys that made Tower Girls, right?
I was working with them very briefly, but I wasn't really keeping up with their thing, and because I wasn't keeping up with it, they ended up booting me off the thing. And I did a few things for them. I actually did do a couple bits for them. And that's fine. It's no hard feelings. If I ever, I asked them if I ever wanted to come back and just try it again, they were yeah, sure. They, no issue there. But I just don't really have the time or energy to be putting into, one, it's not a paid gig. 2, none of those guys ever wanted to do calls. Because I asked them hey, I kind of work better if I have someone to talk to. Tell me what you want to do instead of just here's a giant Google Doc with what needs to be done. No, communication. I want to actually talk to someone. They never wanted to do that shit. So
Yeah.
that's why part of the reason why it's just like, how can you work for a bunch of people that don't even want to talk to each other? That's kind of part of the like, oh, I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
So I did a few things for them. I made like, I think I drew up like maybe 5 or 6 like pieces for their game.
Like sprites?
Yeah, I did like the way that they do it. They do like they use like a bit pen to do all their stuff, so it's like everything looks 8-bit. I drew up, let's see, it was like this otaku dragon, like in a diaper or something.
Was it a blue dragon, a green dragon, or a red dragon?
Yeah, it's a dragon wearing a t-shirt and he's like in underwear or something. I drew that. Let's see. I drew.
Was it green? That I need to know the scale color because I know about Tower Girls. I'm just like, okay, which one are you talking about? 'Cause there's like 3
you know what? I can find the image and throw it in the server. Hold on.
What did you actually work on the project that Cuddlebeam tried?
No, Cuddlebeam. Oh no, wait. Oh God, Cuddlebeam. I haven't heard that name in ages. I just remember he worked with Aka and Artfon on a game that ended up on Steam, didn't he?
I don't think he even got greenlit.
I know what you're talking about. I thought
they made like a graphic novel type thing.
He did, but it fell flat. They didn't post it. I think it got greenlit, but they never uploaded anything.
It got greenlit and it got shown on TFS Plays.
Well, I guess I have no idea.
You would get the full story from Art. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it was something had to do with the guy was being an asshole or some shit.
Well, I mean, Cuddle. Listen, I know Cuddle. He's an interesting dude because it's like he would disappear a lot. Like he had this weird habit of like, and again, he's a really good artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was one of the few people that he could learn any art style he wanted to, and he'd get really good at it, and then he'd just fuck off. Like he did this a bunch of times too, because I remember, oh my God, yeah, he would leave the internet. Like this was back when all of us were just still on DeviantArt, but he would just do a thing, leave, and then just I don't know, just it was the weirdest shit. But the last time I talked to him, I think he messaged me earlier this year on Discord, and we talked for a little bit. But that was about it. I don't know.
I try to see, look him up. I don't think he has Discord anymore because I was his friend on Discord.
Huh.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what he does. Like he's an interesting guy because it's just like he'll come back, like he'll all of a sudden exist online again, and then he just disappears.
All right. For right now, we are gonna go to, and now it is time for story time with Steve.
Shut up, Steve.
Time for cringiness.
All right, so, Steve, what do we have in for today's cringe shit?
So, the funniest thing is I decided to do something I originally did with the original fanfictions, and I decided to use Moscow X's horrible fanfiction theater. And I found a good one called Goku and Friesen Become Friends. Friends.
And wait, who's Friesen? What?
Frieza, but they spelled Frieza wrong.
By Jacob Douglas.
Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go.
I find it funny it had to be Goku, considering the fact of the alter ego.
Yes, I had to do this to torture you.
Alright. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay. Chapter 1. Goku meets Frieza. And meat is spelled as in meat as in food.
M-E-A-T.
We're off to a great start, folks.
Air hero Goku arrives on Earth and doesn't have all that much friends. But Goku didn't need too many friends because he was a Super Saiyan and could do what he wanted.
What do you can just go bitch?
He can flee and shoot power balls at any warrior, and didn't need to no sidekick either. One day,
I hate
when
Dosekis
Goku
too.
was almost lost to the bad guys, Frieza showed up and laser blasted them. Oh, Goku had been saved, thanks to Frieza. So Goku decided that Frieza and him were going to fight feet side by side. Chapter 2, Hero of the Week.
Oh,
World.
damn.
I don't know how to spell this word. It's WOLRD.
WOLRD.
World.
Yeah.
But it's spelled wrong.
World. World.
The world.
Sarulda.
Wario World.
Goku and Frieza were the ultimate Super Saiyans and didn't
What?
afraid of anything but the foot.
Frieza's not even a Saiyan.
But one day, a real bad guy named Vegeta.
Hold
Is
on,
it-
hold on.
Wait, hold on,
A
it's
real,
not Vegeta,
a
right?
real bad guy. Frieza's one of the biggest bad guys.
I mean, the link's in the Discord if you fucking want to look at this shit with me.
Go ahead.
Vegeta threatened them and then attacked them. So Goku threw hard punch and hurt Vegeta bad. Ouch, Goku! You win this time, but will return and will I do the be must pain," said Vegeta.
We
won.
you
The victory, Frieza!
Faggot.
High five you. Yeah, but we should need to watch out, because what if we are to be prepared for next time? And it's not next time, it's next time.
The villain's Canadian. Oot.
You gotta get oot.
Frieza said.
Oot.
Haha! Vegeta is a wimp. We can win all days. Oh, always, Goku said, proud. And now, Chapter 3. Vegeta pays another visit. And there's not even a Y in pays, so... Paz? Pays? Oh, fuck.
Wait, I just lost my... Oh, there it is. I'm trying to read along with you. I lost my place. You're so messed up.
I'm on Chapter 3.
Okay, yeah, you misspelled pays. Another...
Goku and Frieza had just done fitting an evil gang when the gang leader yelled, "We're calling in our boss!" Yellowed gang leader. "Oh yeah? Who's that?" Frieza asked, question mark. Gang leader yelled, "Vegeta, he is tough and kill you." "Vegeta is returning? Good, because we can take him on," Goku said proudly. Vegeta turned from the dust in the rubble from a building that was destroyed after intense fight. "Here I am, pitiful morons," Vegeta exclaimed. "Vegeta, we can take you," Goku hollered. Seriously,
Whole
his
red?
fucking spelling is killing me. It's making me sound more Canadian than I ever wanted to be.
It sounded like you're borderline retarded right now.
Honestly, with how this writing is working, I think my brain cells are kind of,
Hmm.
I might need a new after this. So Goku and Frieza threw painful kicks, and Frieza shot lasers from his eyes, and they hit Vegeta and caused him a lot of pain. Vegeta fired a lot of hand missiles, and they got hit Goku from the stomach, and he couldn't fight longer. "Goku," Frieza said worriedly, "I'll be fine. Just finish him off for me. Finish off for me."
No, it's finish him off. There's no H.
Okay, just finish him off. So Frieza used a finger blast, and it hit Vegeta in the eye, and the eye was going, "Ow!"
The eye was gone, just like that.
Oh!
Goku told Frieza, "That was great. I was avenged." And he died. "Goku!" Frieza yelled. From that day forward, Frieza killed the bad guys in the name of Goku. Yeah.
So he prays to the god Goku? I
guess.
pray to you, God King Goku, smite my enemies.
Finish them.
Such a wondrous tale of wonderment.
Or at least it was short. God.
That was it?
That was it.
Yeah.
So he prays to the God King Goku and then he just kills them off?
Yeah,
And
apparently.
avenged the death.
I don't know.
He avenged him.
He avenged to death. Yeah, he avenged his
He
death.
avenged to death.
This is Bob Dylan. Avenged death.
Is that it?
That was it. That was fanfic.
There's no chapter 2 or...
Wonderful.
No, we read. There was. We read it.
Yeah, I read it.
Like chapter 1 was just like 2 sentences.
Is there another more cringy one that you have?
I don't know.
You should
I
read,
can find another one. Hold on.
You should read the Twilight fan fiction.
Oh,
Do it!
fuck. Oh
Do
my
it!
god.
Oh, Al, please give it to...
Not the one that you're thinking. Hold on. I need to. 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Give me a sec.
Alright, please.
Oh
Thank-
god,
yeah.
time to read some shit.
this is gonna be good.
Keep coming.
Here's a fun fact. I mean, a lot of people know it by now, but 50 Shades of Grey was actually a fan fiction of Edward and Bella.
Oh god.
Really?
And it was all it was all typed on a BlackBerry. All she did was change the names.
All right. So I'm having a little trouble finding it, but here's a key factor about this particular fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
This guy on DeviantArt had held his own marriage ceremony with Twilight Sparkle.
Oh.
And he wrote a bunch of fan fiction about Twilight Sparkle.
Oh no! Please,
God.
please find it. This sounds
one
like
sounds
gold.
better.
I can't look for it right this second because I'm in the middle of something. But
Oh, just tell Steve. Do you know the account?
oh, jeez, you know what?
I mean, I found another one called Halos in Space.
Oh no, that I've already seen that. It's a animation someone did.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that. Okay, would the chat want to hear this horrible Twilight fan fiction or the fan fiction I have?
What's the
Looked up.
fan fiction you have right now?
Halos in Space.
Yeah, we already. That's literally a thing. Look it up. It's on YouTube. Have you seen it?
Yeah, Mozigo X's thing.
Yeah, Halo in Space. I don't want to read that. It already exists, and it's also done better. You suck, Steve. Try to let's see. Marriage to Twilight Sparkle. Literature.
Vegeta versus Jesus? What?
It. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 stories, Al. I got. Is it?
Oh.
Does it say
What's the account name?
Twilight Apple? And then
Look up what are the images on the account. If it's some like goofy looking dude with glasses, that might be the one. But he has a plushie of Twilight that he married, I think.
Oh my god. Let's just. Nope, this is a female. Marriage of Twilight Sparkle. No, but this sounds amazing.
Oh god. It sounds amazing. That means she's gonna give it to me and make me read it.
Yes. Of course.
Steve's gonna commit suicide.
Well, that's the idea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
You
guess
want
I'm
you
gonna
to get-
end up with the brain gimpy. I don't know.
What would a brain gimpy be? Like you just lack a brain stem?
I guess.
Hmm.
The real question is, how the hell am I talking if I'm just a brain in a jar?
Psychic powers. I got Jeb 4700. It looks. Nah, that's nope, that's. Okay, here we go. Guy marries Twilight Sparkle plushie fanfic. Oop.
Bear with us, folks. This search is. We're very serious about this search because.
I'm putting Mozart on. A QT for my QT. Motherfucker blacked out the thing on the thing. QT for.
I just heard cutie from a cute.
Yeah, for a QT.
Coffee.
This actually looks like it could be the thing. Let me copy it and put it in the thing. Ow.
Oh god. Oh god.
Is this what the guy you were talking about?
How could this happen to Steve? He made his mistake.
Well, where's the guy?
Here.
Wait,
I think that's the guy. I think that might be him.
But the thing is, it's blurred out.
Just the author's name? Oh yeah, it is.
I think that might be him.
Oh god.
Oh my, it's so autistic. But this could be it.
Oh god. I fucking hate you.
The internet fire rejects Apex as a man, marries My Little Pony character, writes angry email to erotic pony artist.
Wait, slow it down. Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to make a quick animation for somebody. Just trying to figure something out.
Ooh.
Just a tiny animation for Steve.
Well, I'm trying to do like it's like a lightning flashing animation. I'm trying to make it look good.
Okay.
Damn, I'm trying to. What the flying fuck?
Oh no.
I'm if I. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and just tell me, what do you see?
Steve's gonna shoot himself.
Look at those lovely search bars that.
My Little Pony sketch spike.
Scat.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I wanted to avoid that. Let me just look. Yeah, for 5 seconds.
Gentle sir from hooked on nicotine. What is his?
Oh, okay, I see it.
What is his fucking name? Why did they
What's
blur
going on,
out?
Hunter?
Why did they?
What's going on, Hunter? Is we're just looking for fan fiction at this moment to torture Steve.
Yeah, because earlier Al said that there was like a Twilight fan fiction. We thought it was, the cheesy movie, but no, it has something to do with Twilight the pony, which is even better. So we gotta find it and give it to Steve and
You're welcome.
get ready for next stream.
It seems like this guy doesn't exist anymore.
I mean,
Oh, they
Oh
finally
my shit!
What?
There's a. I'm looking at a Twilight Sparkle plushie in BDSM gear.
What?
I'm gonna walk away from this conversation.
I'm not fucking around.
Screenshot it.
No, I'm putting it up right now, and I should really show this to the gang.
Well, it's for big, stupid.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
People are fucking nuts.
Changing everything.
Hold on. Okay. Alright, for all those people who want to, you don't want to see this, but I'm gonna make you see it anyway.
Demonetized.
And where are you, Steve? Behold!
The pony fandom was a mistake.
Fucking bronies.
Go ahead and read off that then.
I strangely want Clabil to be in this just so we can actually listen to reactions now. God damn it.
All right, hey Goku, I'm gonna close up for tonight. I'll
Yeah, go
see if
ahead
I
and
can do this with you another time, but
yeah, I
you
think
know,
we're
good
gonna be
shit,
done
good
here.
shit.
Go ahead and plug yourself, man.
Oh, I guess so. I mean, if people don't mind not safe for work shit, just look up Owlizard, OWLIZARD. I'm on just about any site you could imagine, Newgrounds, Twitter, DA, whatever. But anyway, yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, later.
Later.
Bye, Al.
All right.
There.
This has been Autonomous Prime with Body Up, and we will see you next time.
Yes, right.
That's right.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
It is.